Are on their home patch, and Kieran Kingston has certainly learned a lot from last year's All-Ireland final defeat. He's tweaked their formation and approach. And there's Conor Lehan. What a brilliant comeback he's had so far. Seamus Harnedy will be hoping to add to further points tally tonight. Cork have not won the league since 1998. They would dearly love to do so tonight. Galway travel here to Cork this evening without their manager Henry Shevlin for obvious reasons. No Conor Whelan last time out, but he's back in at number 14 tonight. It was a setback last weekend, no doubt about that, but they've had wins over Offaly and Limerick, and they'll be keen to get another 2 points and get their season back on track here at Páirc this evening. It's Cork versus Galway live from Páirc throw in at 7 o'clock, Division 1 Group A.
Thank you very much, Damien. Well, the Cork team tonight looks a bit different to the sides that played Clare, Offaly and Limerick, with Shane Kingston unavailable because of suspension and Niall O'Leary and Kieran Joyce ruled out because of injury. There are in total 5 changes to the side that beat Limerick. A point worth noting is that Jack O'Connor and Alan Connolly have been given their very first starts in the league at wing forward and full forward. Interesting as well to see Seamus Harnedy in that inner line, while Damien Cahalane is given the right cornerback jersey. Then Rovers' Robert Downey will wear the number 7 in a team captained by Mark Coleman. Experimentation continues in the west, with goalkeeper Éanna Murphy getting his opportunity to shine tonight for Galway, with a defensive formation that follows a familiar pattern but tweaked just a little. Páirc Mannion takes the key role at centre back, which means Tiernan Killeen from Loughrea is given a run at wing back. Johnny Cohen is back in familiar territory at centre field, where he joins Ronan Glenn from Mulla, while Jack Hastings returns to the attack. Gavin Lee from Claren Bridge is named at left corner forward. Well, Damien O'Mara is our sideline reporter. He's been talking to the management teams, Richie O'Neill, the Galway coach. But first, Kieran Kingston.
A lot's happened in the last couple of days, which is more important than hurling, and I suppose from our point of view, we'd like to start off by, on behalf of the Cork management, everybody associated with Cork hurling, and extending our sincere condolences to the immediate and extended Shefflin family and their tragic circumstances the last couple of days.
It's been a very tough 24 hours, and look, foremost in our thoughts obviously there's Aoife, Paul's wife, 4 kids there at home, and the Shefflin and McCarthy families. You know, in Ballahale they've had more than their fair share of tragedy, and family and community is so important in that area, and I've no doubt they'll rally around the Shefflins over the coming days. Talking to Henry this morning, so very tough couple of days, but as I said, brilliant family down there, and Paul epitomised that, an absolute gentleman, and can't say any more about the man. He was just fantastic.
A big game ahead, and do you almost channel old school knockout hurling tonight with a semi-final place potentially in the offing?
Yeah, it's a big game, but every game in the league, as we said from the start, has been a huge game, and this is no different. It's only our second game at home. It's our last game, second and last league game before the championship. So it's a big one for us, because we've had an average, happy enough start, or average in some ways, and happy overall. But we need to get a level of consistency that we would like to see tonight now again with the performance.
Yeah, great words there from Kieran Kingston and Richie O'Neill on Paul Shefflin, who sadly passed away yesterday at the age of 41. Paul, Henry's brother, and Henry's obviously not here tonight, but what a family man Paul was, married to Aoife with 4 children, and an unbelievable club stalwart, serving as treasurer, hurley carrier, juvenile coach as well, and a fantastic player as well, winning captaining Kilkenny to the minor title in '98, winning a Fitzgibbon Cup title as well, and an unbelievable record of service with Ballyhale Shamrocks as well. So we reiterate our thoughts there too, Davy. All our thoughts go with the Shefflin family. Behind us, there's 2 teams warming up, and Cork are closest to us. What's the difference this year, Davy, between Cork 2022 and Cork 2021?
Well, I suppose we all know 2021, especially the All-Ireland final, there was problems back to back. We have a few clips there maybe to look at, and what you'll see basically, and I want you to look at the 2 from last year, is you watch the likes of Tom Morrissey, Gearóid Hegarty. Like, they're constantly driving back into the backs the whole time, so they are. And we just see the clip now, right? And I just want you to look where Tom actually ends up maybe in a few minutes' time. And he's uncontested. That's a big issue. And there's Tom. You'll see him back inside his 45, and that's the same with Gearóid all the time. They're back that deep. Limerick get a chance to build the ball, and by Tom being back there, you look at Declan Hannon even gets on the end of this ball because it's covered back to back. He's there in a position to go forward because they have cover back to back, so they do. but being uncontested back there is not good enough. Watch the balls inside here. All-Ireland final. How can you survive in that situation? Like, I don't care how good the Cork backs are. Like, just look at the space in front of them. Wide, ball played into perfect position. Top class. And then no one going to stop that. Absolutely unreal. Okay, what have they done different? Here we see this year's National League. Ger Millerick had actually pushed up. Now, if you watch here, 6 across the middle, but interestingly, Robbie O'Flynn is getting ready from wing forward, head into the wing back position. Now, watch Tim O'Mahony at the back. He's gone from wing back into cover. So it is. And you watch Mark Coleman back as well. 3 covering defenders. That didn't happen last year, which is a big change to get them bodies back into position, not to give up them goals. Here we see Cian Lynch. Gives it to Graham Mulcahy. Now, his first job, give it inside. No, it's intercepted. But you look at Alan Gillan is inside in his own, but 2 Cork defenders again. Have they learned the lesson? Are they covering back there more? They couldn't afford to let happen, Damien, what happened in the All-Ireland final last year. In my view, I heard 1 or 2 people saying they played a sweeper, and Mark Coleman, he didn't. He didn't come or he didn't go. I remember watching Cian Lynch, I think, 15 times I've seen him on his own in the All-Ireland final, that he wasn't contested. And I don't think Mark either pushed up on him, and I don't think he went back and helped. That's more definitive. So it is, without a shadow of a doubt.
That's really interesting, Jackie. And in terms of Kingston, Coleman, Fitzgibbon, they all soldier together at Tony Forrester level. They would have grown up a certain way through the Rebel Logue programme, playing a certain brand of hurling. They would have got it in the Cork Championship as well, free-flowing, open hurling. How difficult then to change the mindset over a closed period of winter months, to come back maybe in a more structured and compacted fashion just a few months later?
Yeah, it is quite difficult, but they have to go at it again and come back with something different. And Davey's right, they are more conscious of the space in their defence. They are more conscious of the roles of responsibilities, getting back and helping. But I believe Mark Coleman, the All-Ireland last year, I think he was quite confused. He didn't know where to go. Cian Lynch, he didn't know where to sit back. And in the end, he did nothing. Cian Lynch influenced the game, and he wasn't there to support his full backline. So I do think his role is a bit more defined. There's more clarity to it, and there's more clarity to the half-backs as well, getting back and helping out. Because, you know, I was talking to Davey off air about this. The role of the centre-back is so difficult now. Do you go with the 11? Do you sit? If you sit, what is your responsibility? And it's on the onus of the midfielders and half hours to pick up the half hour then, which is easier said than done.
Just going to cut you there and go straight to Marty Morrissey, because the stadium's going to observe a moment's silence.
Thank you very much, Damien. Yes, the public address just announcing the sad acknowledgement of 5 people who we've lost very sadly. We pass on our deepest sympathies on behalf of everybody in RTE and indeed everybody here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. There's Michael Ford and Claren Bridge, Joe McCarthy from Drimmer League, Donal O'Leary from UCC, Nemo Rangers and Rebel Logue, Dennis O'Riordan, Valley Rovers and the Cork County Board, and Paul Shefflin, as Damien mentioned just a moment ago, brother of Kilkenny, all-time 10 times All-Ireland medalist Henry Shefflin and Galway manager. We pass on our deepest sympathies to their family and friends on this particularly sad evening.
He also served for a number of years on the county executive and also on the Carrickdown board, and was also event controller here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh for many games during the years.
Rest in peace.
We also offer our condolences and the condolences of the GA community to the Galway senior hurling manager Henry Shefflin on the death of his brother Paul, and to Paul's wife and children, his parents, brothers and sisters, extended family and the members of the Ballyhale GA community at this terrible, sad time. We would ask you to please observe the minute silence, and we extend our sympathy to all the families concerned. Ar yeishte Gurefshid. Garda, please remain standing for the playing of Oran-Avian.
Slight delay in just pressing the Oran-Avian, but we eventually got it. A very good evening. Welcome. Thomas Walsh from County Waterford is our match referee. Cork, as we mentioned earlier, are on 6 points. If they win this evening, they qualify for the semi-final with a game in hand. Galway under a little bit more pressure with just on 4 points. No late changes on either side as we look at Cork and Galway here in Páirc. Cork won the toss. It really is a beautiful evening here. There isn't a puff of wind, no rain, stars in the sky overhead, and Cork City illuminated as well to our, as we look over towards Cork City, beautiful orange and pink sky, which would normally indicate a good day tomorrow, please God. And away we go. Galway in their traditional white outfits, taking on Cork as Robert Downey lays it off quickly. Goes for the long ball. 3 defenders against 2. First and forward is Shane Barrett. Out comes the keeper, Éanna Murphy. There's an opportunity of a goal here, but Alan Connolly was hooked by several Galway defenders. Ball rebounds off the Galway man, and that's going to be a sideline cut for the home side. Quickly taken. Dara Fitzgibbon over far as Jack O'Connor. Trying to do something a little bit too fancy, which Galway anticipated. Laying it over for as Tom Monaghan. Cork there again. Shane Barrett from Blarney is the centre half forward. Eventually the tribesmen go forward. First ball into the Galway attack. Nice first touch. Makes a bit of an angle, trying to get the ball into the centre, but Cork are there in numbers. Dara Fitzgibbon played well against Limerick, is having a good Alliance League. Lays it over far as Robbie O'Flynn from Erin's Own, and that is very high, and that is also very accurate. Very good score from way out the field. Great start.
Yeah, fantastic start for Cork, but Davy touched on it before the throw-in, Marty, about structure. Mark Coleman is sitting back and making sure he's screening in front of his full back line.
Ball down towards the corner. That was, by the way, in case you just joined us, the voice of Brendan Cummins. Delighted to have him with me here this evening. Mark Cole, Blarney man, Cork captain, laying it back for us. Robert Downey did well at full-back for a lot of last year's league and championship, as far as Tim O'Mahony from Newtown Shandron. Cork going for scores from way out the field. This one looks as good as the first one, and that's a great score, this time by Shane Barrett.
It is, and the Galway half-forward line, Marty, need to get a grip on that Cork half-back line when Cork are in possession. They're left too easy working the ball out.
Short puck out for us. Jack Grealish just put him under a bit of pressure. High challenge on Fintan Burke from the St. Thomas's Club. Felt the pain of that in his elbow, as you can see. But he's going to continue on, obviously. So this is going to be a free just between the 45 and 65, as you can see on your screen. Coming up to take it is Éanna Murphy from the Tommy Larkins Club. Same club as Cyril Farrell, former All-Ireland Galway winning manager. Woodford area. Here's Anna. Dropping this just to the right. Certainly had the length, just not matched by the essential ingredient of accuracy. Kick out, tuck out by Patrick Collins. Darragh Fitzgibbon did well to keep it in. And running and heading towards goal. Fitzgibbon pulling the trigger. Good stop. Rebound comes back out for as Tiernan Killeen from Lochray. Laying it over for as Adrian Toohey from Baha. Going long. But just hit it a little bit too powerfully over the sideline.
It was a feature of the game the last weekend when they played Limerick as well, Marty. The pace of Fitzgibbon when he gets in, it's a good save. Just hit off the leg of Aidan Murphy, made himself big in there, but the puck out was well worked. Wing forward, let the ball through for Fitzgibbon to run onto it.
Ball sent forward by Sean O'Donoghue down towards Patrick Horgan. Glen Rovers' man is usually fairly accurate, but not this time. Puck out again is short. Ends up with Tiernan Killeen. Nice wrist work, good balance. Gavin Lee making his first appearance in the Allianz League. And that is just tailing to the wrong side of the post.
Yeah, but at least Galway are getting the ball in. In fairness to Tiernan Killeen, he's given two lovely balls into the corner there.
Patrick Collins, aims for Jack O'Connor. Just hit off his fingertips. Tiernan Killeen released it quickly for us. Johnny Cohen. Johnny hitting it sweetly, but not accurately.
So it's very hard, Marty, to hit the ball when that man, Jeremy Ellerick, is tracking you down. He's the best man marker, and Cork are away straight away.
Puck out from Patrick Collins to Darragh Fitzgibbon. That's wide as well. Just in terms of the wide count, we've 3 for Galway, and we've 2 for Cork in the opening 5 minutes. More importantly, we've 2 points on the scoreboard for the home side. Adrian Toohey gets his clearance in despite the pressure. Good work by Mark Coleman. Quick hands in for Patrick Horgan on the 65-metre line, but again the result is the same, which will disappoint him. Puck out quickly taken by Aidan Murphy. Down the centre towards Torrid Mannion. Up towards Conor Whelan. His tussle with Darragh O'Leary will be interesting as the ball comes in. Patrick Collins. Mark Coleman. Jack O'Connor. Coleman is there once more if he needs him. His only option is behind him is Patrick Collins. He goes forward, he did well. The Blarney man, the Cork captain, Jack O'Connor, tries that flick over the head against. Doesn't work. Look where Cathal Mannion is, back defending. Tom Monaghan slipping it quietly but effectively for his right corner back, Jack Grealish. Long ball again. Patrick Collins emerges off his line, anticipated well. Blocked, however, by Conor Whelan. Goalkeeper is out. Conor Whelan knows it. He lays it off. There's an opportunity here. There's a chance. Patrick Collins did well. Somehow managed to scoop it. Fine goalkeeping in the end. And if a little bit lucky, but to his credit, he rescued the situation. Ball comes out for his Robbie O'Flynn. Tiernan Killeen nips in. Uses the short grip and the short pass for his Johnny Cohen. Robbie O'Flynn intercepts. Confronted by Fintan Burke. Ger Millerick for his Tim O'Mahony.
Cork have only 1 player inside the opposition, 21. That's why they're playing it around there, Marty. They're being patient. Patrick Horgan's inside by himself on the edge of the square, so they have to flick it around like this.
Here's Jack O'Connor.
There he is.
The one man up that Brendan mentioned is Patrick Horgan. Hoggy, a little bit closer to goal. This time the result is different. 3 shots, 1 score, 3rd time lucky. The radar is now working.
Yeah, beautiful score from Cork. Unbelievable patience. Hoggy knew he was starting on the edge of the D, then he went inside, got his man one-on-one, showed that composure and experience that he has, and he'll be happy to have gotten that one.
Adrian Toohey again goes for distance up towards Conor Whelan. Gavin Lee and Clara Bridge recycles it back out beyond the Cork 45, and that looks good to us from here. The umpires agree, and that's a fine effort off the stick of Ronan Glennon from Mulla.
And one Galway badly needed, Artie, as well, just to keep themselves ticking in this game, give them a bit of confidence.
Seamus Harnedy gets inside the cover, past the 20, heading for the 13. He decides to take his point.
Experience again, rolled his man. Defender came out, felt him behind and just let it through.
There's no hanging around for tea and sandwiches with these puckouts. They're going fast and furious. Picked up by Dara O'Leary.
He's been blown for charging there, Marty. He just turned the shoulder into the Galway attacker as he tried to dispossess him.
Good player, Brendan. I saw him play against Limerick last weekend. I thought he did well.
He is in an environment, Marty. This is the not in the sweeper keeper playbook to play through people like that. But the scramble and defence did really well, and in fairness to Collins, got back, and who is it, only Jerry Mellerick on the line as well, but in fairness to Collins, he never really panicked after he made the initial error, and with the defenders got back to fix it. But the quality of full-backs in the modern game, Marty, is unbelievable. Hugh Lawler there, O'Donnell and Dublin, you know,
that's
so
right.
they're...
Mind you, Dahi Burke isn't bad either, is he, Brendan?
No, he's not, you know. Absolutely not.
Conor Cooney putting that over the bar. Galway beginning to settle and find their rhythm as Patrick Collins goes for distance again. Picked up on this occasion by Jack Grealish. Over to the aforementioned Dahi Burke. Jack Hastings from the Lee Mellows Club in Galway City. Sending it a little bit too powerfully in towards the corner. Really gave no opportunity to Conor Whelan to get that. Puck out for Kieran Kingston's side. Just glanced off the hurley. Picked up by Páirc Mannion. Ronan Glennon. Through the ball.
Through it or drop the hurley, take your pick, I'd say there, in fairness to Thomas Walsh. The hand pass is going to become something, Marty, we're going to have serious chats about as the thing goes on. It was free taking the start of the last league. It's the hand pass now, so I think coaches will start to change the practices and the way they're coaching the players to try to get a clear strike in action to make sure referees don't get an opportunity to give frees like this to Patrick Horgan.
He's on his own 65. It's looking good. The umpire's already bending his back, putting that over the bar, raising the white flag. Hoggy now on 2 points, same as Galway, 5 points to 2. And the essential ingredient, Brendan, for the hand pass is
the clear strike in action, distance between your hand and the ball after you throw it up before you hand pass it.
Let's keep an eye on it, because it was very much a feature last weekend in Limerick as well between Cork and the All-Ireland champions. That goes over the bar. Ronan Glennon from Mulla is doing well in the middle of the field for his county. Puck out from Patrick Collins, Galway. Páirc Mannion kept his eye on it, battered it down, only to be picked up by Robert Downey. Ends up with Mark Coleman. Calling for it was Robbie O'Flynn. It was hit a little bit too powerfully. An opportunity for the Erin's own man on the 20-metre line. He's deadly from there. Second point of the evening here. Played Harty Cup with CBC and Cork, came up through the underage ranks and is now undoubtedly a senior star.
Yes, and Jack Hastings is playing too much of an attacker. There's such a thing at number 12, which is giving Robbie O'Flynn huge amount when the Galway wing back is pushing back to defend. Robbie O'Flynn is staying out and he's getting on a load of ball.
Conor Whelan over towards Cathal Mannion. Nice stick work. coming into challenge with Dara O'Leary, and Patrick Collins was happy to watch that just glance off the crossbar, just over it.
There's some skill when he gets it through here. Watch the bounce off the ground. Assign the groundskeeping in Páirc Keeve. They can come back up this time of the year. Great score.
Chasing after this, it's Tiernan Killeen. Look at the speed. Wonderful speed. Good work by Dara Fitzgibbon. Cuts it into the space, flicks it on. Little 1-2 with Shane Barrett. Galway win the possession back. Loses it in turn. And Patrick Horgan on the 45 flicks this between the posts and over the bar.
That's great leadership from Patrick Horgan there, Marty. You know, I mean, it's one thing spinning the ball over the bar. Look at the way he dispossesses, uses his stick work and his skill. And Galway are in now.
Opportunity other end, sent in. Cork are back there in numbers. Slipper bouncing all over the place. A little push in the back, no indication from the referee of any advantage. Continue on. Conor Whelan tries to make an angle for himself, but that is going to the wrong side of the post.
7, Marty, I counted around that when it broke, and they forced Whelan out to the sideline. Again, a willingness to track back, which is important. Cork now have 5 in the full back line for this puck out. Obviously going to try to work it.
As you can see, his inner line of Damien Callahan and Dara O'Leary give the keeper options, but he goes for the long ball. Tiernan Killeen. Tom Monaghan. Nice effort from out the field by the centre half forward, Conor Cooney, but it just didn't swing in. Another wide. They now have registered 6. Ball into space for Alan Connolly. Got a touch. Battling with Jack Grealish. Tiernan Killeen comes across. Eventually gathers. Cleared by Ronan Glennon. 3 against 2 up here. Dara O'Leary is going up for it. Gets a touch, the ball is still available. In comes Mark Coleman. Was almost hooked. Cork supporters getting a little bit anxious. Back comes Tiernan Killeen, who's getting on a lot of ball, I have to say. 2 against 1 here. The one is Conor Whelan. It's now 3 against 1. He still manages to hold the possession. Lays it off first Tom Monaghan, who's doing well so far in the league, scoring 4 points. And there's his 5th, but his first in this particular match on the banks of the River Lee.
Yeah, and again, that the first high ball was mad. It was 4 against 2, but at least when it was 3 against 1, Conor Whelan felt that I suppose he had a better chance at it. But that's what Conor Whelan gives you, Marty, inside. He's saying it for the last number of years there. If he comes out beyond the opposition 45, they're happy. When he's in around the 21, he's combative, he can win possession, and he can pick guys, runners out like he did there to give Tom Monaghan an opportunity to pick off an easy score.
Sean O'Donoghue from Inishcara, just getting a little bit of H2O. Had a fine game against the All-Ireland champions. Wonderful tight corner back. Tuck out goes all the way down towards Robbie O'Flynn. Keeps it in, keeping him company, however, is Fintan Burke. Trying to cut inside, trying to make an angle. He made the angle, but he didn't take advantage of it. Ball is right across the face of the goal.
Again, it's something Richie O'Neill be talking to. He's Galway a half-back line. He gets him in half-time. There's too much ball going through the half-back line and bouncing behind into that space. That's the 3rd one now they've gotten in. You see Cork aren't letting it through.
Robert Downey, solid at number 7. Jack O'Connor, rolling it for Seamus Harnedy.
Here we go.
That conversation we were having just a moment ago, Brendan, emerges again.
It'll have a closer one. This, I think that was a clear strike and action of the ball, Marty, there. I don't think that Seamus Harnedy threw it. I think what will happen as well is that the brick flick will become an awful lot more, that players like that will take the risk out of it and they'll use the hurley rather than the hand pass in that example, so they're not taking the chances that were that the ref could blow them.
Free for Conor Cooney. Swinging to the right. Just watch this again,
you
Brendan.
have to see air between the ball and his hand before he strikes it, and I think there's
it is there.
a gap of millimetres, we'll say, but
We've a row down in the sideline here as we continue on. The crowd, I'm not too sure what they're looking at. Is it the game or is it the row? The linesman is trying to separate them. We continue on with the play, and the referee, Thomas Walsh, will now be consulted by his officials. Robert Downey and Tom Monaghan were getting to know each other up close and personal.
Yeah, I'd say the officials got a good look at this one, Marty. It's fair to say. So look, we'll just have to, I'd say it'll be just 2 yellow cards and we'll move on. Just grappling there on the ground. It's not something I suppose we want to see, but at the same time, neither player used the hurley.
All a bit silly, but nothing much in it. But I think they're going to be, as you say, Brendan, be shown a yellow card here. Mainly as a deterrent for future behaviour, that they stay on the right track. There you go. Yellow card for Tom Monaghan, yellow card for Robert Downey. Even the linesman and Kieran Kingston can afford a little smile. There's a little bit of passion in the match. Meanwhile, Patrick Horgan has already scored 3 points. One very fine effort from play. This to the right of the post, as you can now see. Down towards the city end. And this should be a relatively easy tap over. Man who made his debut in the championship of 2008 against Tipperary.
When he really took the head off me, I think, with a 21-yard free the same day, Martin, he's still doing it. In fairness to him, he's absolute quality.
That's why I thought I'd mention it, Brendan, to give you that memory, the chance to reflect. Ball comes down towards Conor Cooney. Dropping it in, it's 2 against 2. Danger here from a Cork perspective. Still there. Dara O'Leary gets away. Gets the hand pass by Sean O'Donoghue. Patrick Collins is calling for it. Well organised defensively, they deal with the threat. Robert Downey laying it off to Mark Coleman. Jack O'Connor cuts into the centre, having a go from 55 metres out. And the number of wides tally is increasing to 5 now for Cork.
It's concerning is Damien Cahalan that's pulled up down there in that last passage of play. See his ankle, both sides seem to be strapped.
This is what happened here. See Damien Cahalan picked up the injury there, while Dara O'Leary was doing his best to clear his line.
But again, it shows the composure and maybe where Cork are that little bit further down the road than Galway, in the way they played the ball around inside their own full back line, found the space to get an opportunity eventually for Jack O'Connor to get the shot away. But they have that confidence that they built from last year, I suppose, Martin, when we all said they were going too far with it. Now I think they're getting that balance a little bit better during the league now, and they're reaping the rewards of the hardship they went through last year and the teething problems they had.
And Cork, as Davey was saying to Damien earlier, Cork seem to be evolving. They're learning from last year.
Well, they are, and I suppose the only way, like I know myself when I came out of Croke Park, having been bet by maybe 12 or 15 points in a semi-final one year against Kilkenny, the following year the grits between your teeth a little bit more, you know, and you want to prove to the world that, you know, you are better than what that particular moment in time showed. And they are evolving. In fairness to Keatsley's backroom team, he's got unbelievable experience there and huge faith, and you can see what a crowd that's around here tonight as well. Cork supporters are really behind this group and want to see him charge on, you know.
Cork were warming up Sean O'Leary Hayes from Middleton along the sideline, but it looks like Damien Cahalan is going to continue on. Sean O'Leary Hayes is going to go back up to the Cork bench. Don't think that move is going to happen. Nope, decision made. Play continues on. Éanna Murphy. Again, Galway this time going for the long high ball, putting pressure on Cork. Plenty of maroon and white jerseys there. Ball into towards the centre towards Jack Hastings, which was made by Carl Mannion, and that's a fine effort and a good score.
Much better there on the puck out from from Galway. It's obviously something I suppose they worked on, playing the 1-2 the goalie, but they had everybody inside there that was marking the Cork guys, so they had the numbers right. Cork couldn't have anyone sitting.
This time Cork goes short. In comes Robert Downey. Gives it to Robbie Flynn, but again, it's the hand pass that's the topic of conversation.
That's a trickier one when you're throwing the ball up and palming it forwards like that about head high.
Free going to be taken by Conor Cooney. All-Ireland minor medalist, All-Ireland club medalist, All-Ireland senior medalist from the great St. Thomas's club. And Conor Cooney lofts that over the bar. Just 1 point between the teams. Dr. Collins again goes for distance. Galway coming to terms with the Cork threat. Brilliantly caught. And the referee, Thomas Walsh, is right to blow the whistle. As passions become aroused and tempers become frayed.
He was really brave there in the way he caught the ball. You think that maybe he could have been fouled by Ronan Glennon coming in behind him on the way down. I'd say he's going to throw it in here, Thomas Walsh. Just hope that Fitzgibbon there is okay. He landed. We talked about Mannion bouncing the ball on the pitch. You can see how hard it is and to fall on it like that. It's a sore one for him.
It is. Charleville man, all-star hurler back in 2018 as well. I think that was his first all-star. Still recovering. He really is a great-hearted player. Fine crowd here in Páirc tonight. Reflecting, of course, the Cork performances with 3 victories over 3 games. They love their hurling in the city and county of Cork. They're expecting a crowd of somewhere between 10 and 12,000. The stadium is really looking magnificent tonight.
It is. It's fantastic scenes around here without the masks and all, Marty, so we're all getting back to an element of normality, and hopefully Darragh Fitzgibbon is getting back to normal service himself. He seems to be okay.
And away we go again. There's a game going on, or a battle of going on between Seamus Harnedy and the Galway defender. Away goes Conor Cooney, being chased by Robert Downey. He's heading towards goal. 20-metre line coming up.
Caught it 3 times.
Spotted the infringement.
Yeah, caught it too many times. In fairness to Conor Cooney, he showed great pace there, because the chasers in this pack here are no slouches, Robert Downey and all, but once he got inside, he blew him for a catch it too many times.
Free is for Cork. Going to be taken by Mark Coleman. Former Fitzgibbon Cup player with UCC, coming down towards Finton Burke. Dahi Burke gathers up, but intercepted, however, by Patrick Horgan. Right man, right place. Here it is. Glen Rovers. Hoggy to his fangs. Patrick Horgan officially.
Talked about
one sniff of a chance and he rattles the net.
He did. I spoke about composure earlier there in the full back lines. Galway didn't show much of it, and Patrick Horgan comes through one-on-one with that. He just passes the ball to the net. It's a great score. He's given the shush. I don't know who he's dictating that at, but either way, he's fired up tonight, Marty.
Goal and 4 points is already scored. Lovely stick work by Páirc Mannion to keep the ball in play. And the crowd now getting more enthusiastic.
Yeah, Robert Downey probably, Martin, needs to keep the head a small bit now. He's tugging a few jerseys in the last couple of scuffles. He's gone in there. He's on a yellow card. Just needs to clear the head a small bit.
Éanna Murphy beaten on this rare occasion. It was just beautifully touched home by Patrick Horgan. Conor Cooney, outside the Cork 65, drops this in and over the red spot.
Yeah, once Patrick Horgan gets in, watch how short he holds the hurley there. Keeps it very close to his shoulder, and it's a great finish from him.
31 years of age since June. Still doing the magic for his county and indeed for his great club on the north side of Cork City. This ball is sent in by Jack Hastings. He gave it every effort.
Yes, but Conor Whelan is shouting out at him there. He is one-on-one inside. He never put it in front of him.
Ball is sent in beautifully by Mark Coleman. The running provided by Tim O'Mahony. It took two Galway lads to stop him. Lovely little flick up by Páirc Mannion. Adrian Toohey has to chase this with Shane Barrett. There too is Alan Connolly from Blackrock. Sideline ball is going to Cork.
That's a great tackle there by Shane Barrett. Put in the hands, he didn't wrap him around. He just kind of held up his man, which forced a mistake. Sometimes you forwards there can get a little bit lazy, Marty, and give away a free, but Shane Barrett was excellent there in the way he dealt with it.
Adrian Toohey there running for possession.
See him here with the hands in.
Good work by, on this occasion, I think it was Cathal Mannion that got the hook in. Patrick Horgan going to take this sideline cut. We've 8 Galway wides. We have 5 Cork wides so far. As we wait for this sideline cut to be taken. Just
hope Adrian too, he's okay. They're just feeling the back of his knee there. You see a guy pushing his foot in towards the ground there. They're just testing to make sure there's no sharp pains there.
A moment to chat, a moment to reflect. I think they're talking about Huggy's goal. I think he's doing a little smile.
Talking about he definitely beat the offside trap, as it were, and got inside, and when he does there, it's just the experience. Said 2008 he's hurled since. He just comes through and he knows where the defenders are and keeps his head up, can see the ball, the goalie all in one, and just flicks it past them. But it's here's the turn over there, just a flick inside.
Meanwhile, it's Cork back in the attack. Robbie O'Flynn laying it back. Ball into the centre. Plenty of Galway defenders there. One of them is Dahi Burke. Over for Finton Burke, and that's a throw ball again. And again, this is really dominating this first half in terms of points of conversation. Apart from Patrick Horgan's goal and the effort of the players, is the hand pass. Watch this.
Yeah, that one now, there's no distance there. That's a throw, all right, for me, Marty. Rolled off the fingers. But like I said, teams will adapt, Marty, and we'll see this for the next couple of rounds of the league. But I'll tell you, by the time we get to the championship stuff, this will be weeded out by the coaching teams.
Patrick Horgan raises his 5th white flag of the first half with an easy score. 4 points between the teams. 5 minutes to go to the break. Short puck out. Given far as Jack Grealish. Infringement spotted by the referee, and it's a free for Galway. Conor Cooney coming out to take it again. Just a few meters in from the sideline. Middle of the field as such. All-star back in 2017 as well. Has certainly regained the form with both club and county. He's a long way from the target. But he's going for it, and it's on its way, but it's gone to the left. This time Patrick Collins goes for the short puck out. First his full back from Watergrass Hill, Dara O'Leary. Back to Patrick Collins, Ballinhassig man. Brother is the sub-keeper. Laid off by Fintan Burke into the centre towards Páirc Mannion. Dispossessed by Patrick Horgan. Galway cleared their line. Cork defenders are there in numbers. Timomani. Good call by Mark Coleman. Stepping into Galway territory, letting fly and scoring a point. Great score by Cork. Good understanding, good calls, and a fine effort at the end of it to strike it between the posts.
Yeah, when Mark Coleman's coming up the middle like that, Marty, everybody else just gets out of the way and give it to him. Super striker, the ball, and a great score.
Robert Downey again, so tall, putting up that hurley. Sideline ball for the home side. Played in the All-Ireland minor final against Galway about 8 years ago, Robert Downey. Past pupil of Christians. Played Harty Cup for 3 years. Good sideline ball as well. Chasing after this is Jack O'Connor. Páirc Mannion anticipating. Read it well. Great speed. Keeps it down the line towards Ronan Glennon. 4 minutes of additional time. Good hand pass on this occasion by Conor Whelan. Out first, Tom Monaghan took half a block. Patrick Collins not taking any chances. Then going for long, and that's a sweet ball. Down for Shane Barrett, and that is beautiful. Simplicity in motion. Keeper to centre forward, Patrick Collins to Shane Barrett.
In fairness to Mannion, he had cleared the ball, it hadn't stuck inside. And then Barrett's cuteness moved out, knew his marker was just after clearing the ball in the right corner back position and was out of place and exploited it.
Jack Hastings. Stalemate between the 45 and 65. Ball comes loose. Chasing here is Seamus Harnedy, laying it off as Shane Barrett. He's already scored 1. Make it 2, make it 3 in fact, as I'm looking at my notes, but the ball has gone wide.
Yeah, it was great tracking.
Ian Murphy looking at options. And he has 4 defenders across the line there, more or less unmarked.
Yeah, the Cork half-back line are sitting just on the road 45, so it's hard to go long in there. You have to work it through this channel to get it in deep like this.
Tiernan Killeen goes for that long ball. Gavin Lee is working hard with the help of Conor Whelan. Dara O'Leary is the fullback that's on the ground at the moment, but the ball is still there. With a tussle. Galway have the slither, laying it off for Ronan Glennon. He's already scored twice. Ah, magnificent score. 3 points for the Mullion man. But watch where he is, literally along the sideline, and he hits it perfectly. Great score.
It's a fantastic score. Great score off the back foot like that, and his third 1.5 from midfield is a serious return.
Ball down for Seamus Harnedy. Delivered by Sean O'Donoghue. And that is just curling inside the posts.
Whatever breeze is blowing is slightly right to the left, a hair down there.
There was a moment where we all paused, we all held our breath. Will it squeeze in? Yes, it will.
And nearly took up 1.5 minutes at the injury time while it was in the air, but it was some score.
Seamus Harnedy laying it back. Referee blowing his whistle. No advantage accruing. I think he was letting it go on. He's having a word with Páirc Mannion, as you can see. A yellow card for the centre half back.
It's interesting to see this. I think it could have been something on the block down, but I'm not too sure. Yeah.
Could be a wild pull here. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Yes. That's fair enough. Soft enough free to concede, and you're heading towards the 38th minute of the first half. And Patrick Horgan is your opposing free taker.
But it'll more reflect if Patrick Horgan can pot this one. It'll probably reflect Cork's dominance in the half, Marty, to be honest.
Just squeezing inside the post again. That'll please the home support, or watching on TV, and also here in Páirc Creeve. Good hands, Ronan Glennon. I'm very impressed with this fella, Brendan. This is my first time seeing in reality, as they say.
Yeah, well, I think at the very start I spoke about Jeremy Elric being the best man marker that Cork have, and Ronan Glennon has just decided to prove me fairly wrong, because he's done really well on Jeremy Elric in there. He's been the shining light in this half for Galway. He's worked right around the middle third, and not only just hitting the ball over the bar, but doing the brave stuff like catching knockouts like that and winning frees.
Conor Cooney. Face etched with concentration. Knew what he was doing. He got it right this time, and it keeps Galway in contention. Puck out by Patrick Collins. Robert Downey goes back to clean it up. Gives it far as Damien Cahalane. Robert Downey gives the ball away. That was never really an option. Gavin Lee, can he take advantage of the mistake? Yes, he can. Good score from Clarenbridge in County Galway. First time starting in this Alliance League campaign and getting a point.
Yeah, you're going to get that sometimes, Marty, to be fair, when you're telling your players to play the ball around, and sure, Kieran Kingston won't be mad worried about it, but the last couple of points there before half-time has certainly sent Galway into the dressing room that bit happier.
And Cork, the better team, I think, in this first half, and led by Patrick Horgan with a goal and 6 points. Plenty to talk about, a hand pass and Patrick Horgan's goal. At half-time here in Páirc Creeve, it's Cork, 1 goal, 13 points, Galway 11 points. We'll be right back. Thank you very much, Damien, the man of the moment of the first half at least, with some wonderful scores and that magnificent goal, giving him a personal tally of a goal and 6 points. Thomas Walsh about to throw the ball in. The linesman is on the field as well. No dilly-dallying. Let's get on with it, and away we go. With Cork now playing from left to right as we look at it. And first ball in, far as Conor Whelan is wide of the target.
Yeah, I just feel down there, Marty, thinking about it at half-time. Galway needs some kind of a spark. They need 2 or 3 points in a row to get a bit of momentum, a bit of confidence. It's just drifting their way through the game here at the moment.
Good ball inside. Ends up with Shane Barrett, willing to run at the Galway defence, and Páirc Mannion lays it back quickly. Dara Fitzgibbon is with his opposite number 8, Johnny Cohen. Our free blows the whistle for the pull, and that's going to be a free for Galway.
Great defender there by Mannion as well to get back on Barrett and not foul him. Remember, he's on a yellow card as well, so he had to tread that line, so used all his experience. Giving Coney now an opportunity.
Páirc Mannion from a Haskra Fiona. I always get great satisfaction out of saying that club. Great club. Here comes Páirc Mannion. That looks good enough to me, and that's over the bar. Puck out, drops down into that Galway half of the field. Coming across is Páirc Mannion. Nicely picked up by Jack Grealish. Into the centre towards Tiernan Killeen. Sending the ball down the wing. Good hands by Conor Whelan. Just a little bit slippy there for him. Still managed to get it away. It ends up with Cathal Mannion. And that ball is already tailing to the left and wide.
Yes, but Conor Whelan started his run again that bit too far out, Marty. When he got the ball there on the Cork 45, all he could do was recycle. He can't turn and head for goal, so the defender can just hold him up. Needs to be deeper inside there, starting those runs to be more of a threat when he gets possession, because he will get possession if it goes in fairness to him.
Sean O'Donoghue and Patrick Collins do a little bit of a 1-2 act. Then comes the long ball. Batted away by Jack Grealish. Tiernan Killeen ends up with Jack Hastings being pursued by Robbie O'Flynn. Nipping in is Shane Barrett, and that from way out the field just swings again to the wrong side of the goalpost. 7th wide of the match for Cork. Ian Murphy goes to Gort clubman Jack Grealish. Playing a little bit too tight. Nipping in was Jack O'Connor. Seamus Harnedy back again for us, Ger Millerick. From way out the field, it's curling in, inside the post and over the bar. Good score for the Father O'Neill's man in East Cork.
Yeah, all came from a breakdown of Galway, trying to run the ball out of defence, trying to play it that bit too tight. Cork turning them over.
Ian Murphy goes long. Nicely picked up by Sean O'Donoghue. Neat and concise in his hurling. Damien Cahalan laying it back for us, Tim O'Mahony. Ball more in hope than anything else, but Dahi Burke just for once dithering. Must been told there's 13,063 is the official attendance here, which is a little bit more than they anticipated. Here comes Colin Mannion. Long ball again, and it's a poor effort. 12 wides.
It's very frustrating. Conor Whelan's one of the best forwards in the country. He's standing inside there and just keep hitting the ball over his head wide, and he's one-on-one inside there with Darragh O'Leary.
Tom Monaghan goes back to gather. Tight control. Seamus Harnedy ended his run. Tom Monaghan is still there, so too was Tiernan Killeen. Good work by Colin Mannion. Gets by the first challenge, Tom Monaghan. He scored a point in the first half, and he's replicating that performance and that accuracy in the second half.
Yeah, he took this one well. Galway, to be fair, worked it. He broke a tackle around the middle and took the point. Rob Downey is down on the far side as well.
Tom Monaghan from Crowell, All-Ireland minor medalist back in 2015. I think this is probably his 4th season on the Galway panel. He's having a good enough league, I have to say, with 4 points so far. And as Brendan said, Robert Downey is down as well.
Yeah, Robert Downey is holding the back of his leg there. He went down. We'll just see what happened now.
That was Tom Monaghan's effort, which was a fine one.
Hyperextended his shoulder maybe in the strike. Rob Downey again. It's never nice to see him looking at a player's knee, but hopefully he'll be up and okay to continue on.
You know, it's funny, Brendan, in the sense that you feel that Cork are in control, and yet they're only 4 points in front at the end of it all.
I don't see Galway offering any goal threat, because Conor Whelan is starting these runs outside the Cork 21. And I think he should be staying inside on the edge of the square in front of Patrick Collins and leaving loads of grass in front of him. So he's running into the wing back coming in against him, whereas if he gets it in there, he gets Darragh O'Leary one-on-one. He's an easier target to hit as well, so we'll see if that develops.
Going back together is Páirc Mannion. Adrian Toohey was waiting for it. It was Jack Grealish that came across. Again, they're Galway passing just a little bit poor. There's another example. And it puts Tiernan Killeen under pressure as Seamus Harnedy comes through, survives the first challenge and takes a shot at goal, which is over the crossbar and between the posts. But again, inaccurate passing, a mistake punished by Seamus Harnedy.
Galway bringing in a bit of bulk there with Joseph Cooney. Expect him to go slightly longer now, maybe on the puck outs.
And perhaps a change in tactics as well. Let's see. As Joseph Cooney runs across to take his place. As Cork might be introducing a substitute as well. We'll tell you about that in a moment. Nice ball inside from Carl Mannion. Well, he's only on a moment or two, and that's over the bar. Good score, Joseph Cooney.
So Joseph Cooney, he'll make those runs into that space there behind the half-back. His experience tells him that's where the rewards are. His first puck of the night. And here's the man who's got unbelievable vein of form at the moment in Garda hands. Great to see him playing as well as he is.
I actually interviewed him up here after the Cork County Hurling final, and I think he was really hoping he'd get the call from Kieran Kingston. I think he was really disappointed he wasn't involved last year, but his form from Middleton was so good in Cork, there was no doubt that he had to get a call, and his performances that he had in the club were reflected in the county now.
And look, it's the character of the man, Marty, to be away like that and to still have the belief you've something to offer, and he's shown it in the league.
And immediately getting on the ball, and immediately getting a response from the home crowd.
Yeah, you can see the pace he has. He traps possession, gets up quickly, holds off the defender with the left hand, then grabs the ball, shows the referee on being tugged, and wins the free.
More changes coming on both sides. See Darren Morrissey being warmed up along the sideline for Galway, and Cormac O'Brien perhaps for Cork as well. But certainly it's Darren Morrissey that's doing the warm-ups at the moment. 4 points between the sides, still plenty of time. As the fray, just a few meters in from the sideline, is going to raise a white flag. Adrian Toohey is the player that's going off, and Darren Morrissey from Sarsfield's club coming on. Played cornerback actually in the championship last year. 22 this year. Fine hurler. Getting his chance. Jack Grealish gets the short puck out from Éanna Murphy. It's going to be a sideline ball for Cork.
See the coach in there, Marty, on the line balls. Cork don't want to cough up long line balls. They're at it all night just trying to play it, but they've gotten tripped up here.
Conor Cooney taking on the challenge of Robert Downey. Gavin Lee is helping out as well for Galway. Comes up into the waiting hands of Mark Coleman and sends it across over towards his keeper, Patrick Collins. Keeps it down the wing in front of the stand. Seamus Harnedy, there was a follow-on by Darren Morrissey.
Yellow card here, Marty. Darren Morrissey just gave Seamus Harnedy just a flick of the hurley as he passed him by. It's a sore one. He's got him on top of the knee. Yeah. But again, Seamus Harnedy is the willing runner in there. When the halfbacks look up, or the goalkeeper Patrick Collins, in this case Harnedy was making the 60-yard run across to give him the option.
Confirmation of the yellow card for Darren Morrissey. Meanwhile, Patrick Horgan looking at the target, looking at the challenge, takes it on and hits it inside that post. Just confirmation there of Darren Morrissey's yellow card. When you think of Patrick Horgan scoring what is now a goal and 8 points, and he missed the first one or two, which would unsettle other players, but not a man of his experience. Páirc Mannion to Conor Cooney.
Now they're inside. This is good.
This is better, but
defending.
Good defending indeed.
Yeah.
Darragh O'Leary. Just get it out of there. Tim O'Mahony into the centre to Shane Barrett. Interception by Carl Mannion. Flicking it across, and there's an opportunity here for Galway to register another score, and it's a good one. Great effort by Tom Monaghan.
Yeah, they did well. They turned the ball over well, Galway, in that middle third again, and Monaghan showed nice composure, get his third point of the match, and the interception here again. It's very hard to play through people at this level, especially in that middle third. Shane Barrett just got caught on that occasion.
Galway working hard, trying to find that rhythm up front. Ger Millerick was fouling Tom Monaghan. That's going to be a free for Galway. Opportunity to reduce Cork's lead back to 4 again. Conor Cooney, 4 points to his credit. Bending, lifting and striking. And gaining the point. Still, you feel, as Brendan was saying, all Galway need is a little bit of a spark perhaps, as Cork now introduce Sean Toomey from Corsi Rovers. As they change the attack, Alan Connolly is the player that makes way.
I think Richie O'Neill down there will be happy enough, actually, Marty, the way it's going with 49 minutes now on the clock to be just 4 points down. They're hanging in there, Galway.
They certainly are. Jack Grealish was going down on the ball. Conor Lahan still there, scooping it out, still chasing it. Middleton man, just a little flick. Now can he finish? Just took his eye off it momentarily as Páirc Mannion came in. Dara Fitzgibbon, available if he needs him, is Patrick Horgan. Oh, sweet ball. In front is Shane Barrett. He has support. To his right, he goes to the left instead. And out comes the goalkeeper, Anna Murphy, trying to scoop it up. Sean Toomey is in there. Danger not averted. Seamus Harnedy, frontal charge by Dahi Burke. Referee blows his whistle. Don't think that was shoulder to shoulder, Dahi.
No,
you have to look at the replay.
No, it wasn't Seamus Harnedy. He was spinning out, I think, after catching it, and he's certainly been in the wars, but he has put in some work for his team. Seamus Harnedy.
Yellow card for the fullback. But Shane Barrett had options to his right. This is the challenge, no question that that's a foul. But the ball inside was a sweet one, wasn't it, Brendan?
It was, and the ambition then for Barrett is he could have easily tapped it over the bar, but it's obviously something they've said, when we get a goal chance, we'll give it, but it was just the wrong option. He should have went to his right. But again, it just shows that ruthless streak that Cork want to get in, and there's the Dahi Burke yellow card.
Patrick Horgan takes the free and puts that between the posts again. Goal and 9 points so far for Kieran Kingston's side. They're back up to a 5-point advantage. 20 minutes to go. Aidan Murphy goes down that middle channel. Could work out rather nicely because it's Ronan Glennon going through. Good play. Back out again for Johnny Cohen. He just took it a little bit too tight.
He wouldn't be known for his shooting, so Johnny would mind me saying that about him, but just rash at that one. But it was some tackle from Robert Downey coming back. He just clean flicked the ball away. Great skill.
Sean O'Donoghue having to work a little bit for that puck out from Patrick Collins. Conor Lahan. Intercepted on this occasion by Tom Monaghan. Lays it off far as Tiernan Killeen. He's dropping this in, but it hits it too powerfully. That's the 14th wide of the match for Galway. Puck out, quickly taken far as Tim O'Mahony. Newton Chandra batted away powerfully by Dahi Burke. Picked up by Damien Cahalane. Laying it off for as Mark Coleman. He's going for the score, he's going for the point, and it's straight and true. Brilliant score, Mark Coleman, his second point of the match.
Yeah, it's a super strike. Like when he comes from deep like that, you talk about the sitting centre back, but he's the attacking one when he knows the opportunity is there. We saw it in the first half. He just steps into it, and what looks like with ease puts it over the bar, but it's an amazing score from that distance.
Luke Meade coming on for Robert Downing, making it down 119 to 16 points.
Meade fills in midfield. Coleman has gone to wing back to O'Mahony at 6.
Conor Lahan laying it in for his Patrick Horgan. Conor Lahan. And Ian Murphy's best effort to prevent a 65 was just a little bit unlucky. You can see at the bottom of our screens here, AIB Camogie All-Ireland Club Championship tomorrow, 1:45. We promise you a good afternoon of entertainment with the All-Ireland Intermediate and Senior Finals. Looking forward to it. So the 65 going to be taken. Because I believe children are going to be allowed into Croke Park for free tomorrow. Great day promised. It's Owler the Balla against Sarsfields in the senior game, and Salt Hill Knocknacarra taking on St. Rina's in the intermediate match. So do join us if you can. A little bit of
Galway
confusion.
Galway player standing too close to Patrick Horgan. I'd say he could be.
This is going to be taken by the Glen Rovers man. Keeps a low trajectory. The umpire to our right gives the nod of the head, as that is once again accurate. They're stretching slowly, aren't they, Brendan?
They are, yeah. They're starting to stretch out again. It's just a couple of errors, I suppose, and they're in again near her now.
Here comes Seamus Harnedy. Gets by the initial challenge, Darren Morrissey. What's he going to do? Gives it inside. There's a chance. Oh, goalkeeper did really, really well. Brilliant save, Éanna Murphy. Because that had goal written all over it. It ends up with Tom Monaghan. Coming into challenge was Ger Millerick. From way out the field, they're trying to score here, and it's a good one.
Yeah, the two shining lights for Galway with Monaghan and Glennon linking up, and Glennon gets his 4th point. But again, this was a great save. Keeper Cork inside again, inside that Galway half-back line. Ambition to get a goal. Hardy breaks the tackle. In fairness to Darren Morrissey, couldn't pull him down on a yellow already, but great flick. Mickey Quaid, like we'll say, in the way he flicked that away, was great skill. To keep his eye on it here, Marty, is the key. Look, never flinched. Éanna Murphy, and stood his ground really well.
Top class save from Éanna Murphy from the Tommy Larkins club in Woodford. Bit of a scramble between the 20 and the 45. Ball comes out. There's an opportunity here for Galway, and the Cork defenders are there, but he just took too many steps.
4 Cork defenders standing around Johnny Cohen as he was getting up. Again, show him that what Kingston is doing with his charges is working. When he gets in here, look, they don't foul, they get there, get back. Luke Meade slows him down. As that man Ger Mellerick gets in, little hook as well.
Damien Cahala down the middle towards Shane Barrett. Ball down for us, Patrick Horgan. Little overlap provided by Seamus Harnedy, and that's another point for the home side. Beginning to take in the oxygen, broaden their shoulders, and finish the job.
Patrick Horgan there on the edge of D, broke the ball down to himself, drew 2 Galway defenders in, and had the presence of mind that even when he slipped, just to get the pick up right, all the simple skills. Composure to flick it out to Harnedy, who knew he needed support, and the hard run and got him the easy score.
Johnny Cohen is the player that's taken off. Sean Loftus is on the Galway side. As they have an opportunity here to register another point on the scoreboard, keep in touch, and that's what they do. Nice point again by Tom Monaghan.
That's his 4th one. He's playing really, really well tonight. He's taken the opportunities.
Himself and Ronan Glennon have really impressed for Galway.
They have, but it's the problem with Tom Monaghan on the puck outs. He's too far up the pitch, Marty. It's something that he will have to learn. He's not covering back to help his wing back a lot of the time. He's here now.
And Jack Grealish did well to gather it to Tom Monaghan, to Conor Cooney. Side-on ball for Cork. Mark Coleman thought about taking it quickly, but that thought was quickly eradicated by Conor Cooney. Going to go for distance here. 4 players gathered around the square. That will be a bit optimistic from there. Cuts it into the middle. Tiernan Killeen battling, perhaps holding, but the referee says no foul. Down towards Conor Whelan, taking on Dara Leary, decides to pull the brakes and score from there. Fine effort by the young hurler of the year back in 2017, when he also won an All-Star. Conor Whelan.
Yeah, great score. He's just saying on the bus back up to the lads, I say after the game, that look, I was standing inside there, I can do plenty more of that if you just hit the ball in front of me rather than hitting it wide, you know, and taking shots from long range.
Jeremy Millerick. His injury before last year's All-Ireland final was a huge loss to Cork. Conor Lahan. Hand passes it into middle, where Shane Barrett comes across to gather. Millerick again, this time just blocked. Tiernan Killeen. Fintan Burke is in there. Tom Monaghan is the one that's fouled, and that's going to be a free for Galway.
Yeah, again, just Shane coming in, and that happens sometimes. You see that Monaghan just rolled his hand up to help the hurley up high, and it's very hard on the tackler sometimes. But Galway now tip over a couple of more points here. Wide.
Páirc Mannion spraying it across over towards Sean Loftus, but that didn't quite work. Again, the short puck out from Patrick Collins. Don't think Seamus Harnedy thought that it would bypass Páirc Mannion, but it did. Dahi Burke versus goalkeeper. Tom Monaghan just took his eye off it momentarily. Shane Barrett is without a hurley. In comes Darren Morrissey. Down into the midfield area where Ronan Glennon is there. And Ronan Glennon once again impresses. 5 points the Mullion man has scored for his county today. Fine hurler. Up and coming star. You're going to hear more about him. Here comes Robbie O'Flynn. 20 metre, 13. Trying to get a hurley in. The referee, however, has blown his whistle.
He was clipped by Joseph Coney there as he came through. He was also clipped inside. You see Harnedy going in there to remonstrate with some of the defenders there after the whistle was gone.
Bit of afters going on as a result of that challenge.
Yeah, it's Dahi Burke came in to try to flick it away and just clipped him in the knee. The umpires are wondering whether they're going to have a chat with Thomas Walsh. I think, to be fair to Dahi Burke, he was trying to go for the ball, but if they say that he struck him across the knee with the hurley, could get interesting for Dahi Burke if that's what the debate is about.
We await the adjudication.
I don't think there's
the incident here.
He broke the hurley. It's never a good sign, Marty, if you have a broken hurley in your hand, saying to the ref, I didn't do anything. So I think he might just let this one slide, give the free and move on. In fairness to Dahi Burke, he was reaching, trying to flick the ball away. So he's going to get the benefit of the doubt for sure.
So 65 for Cork. Thomas Walsh, referee from Waterford, who is, by the way, a fine referee, up and coming. You're going to hear more of him again, I think, in 2022 as well. As Patrick Horgan comes out to take this 65. Well within his range, well within his capabilities and talent to add to his personal talent. There you go. Simple as could be. Shane Barrett is the player that's going to make way. And Conor Cahalan, who has been very much an impact substitute in this league campaign and has been very impressive in that particular role.
It's been a great night's work, Marty, for Shane Barrett there in at 11. He's worked around that midfield position really well, and when opportunity was there to run at the goal, he was we'll say, bold enough to take it. He's getting maturity in his play, such a young player.
Tim O'Mahony goes long. Dahi Burke intercepted. Páirc Mannion down the wing towards Conor Whelan, floating it in, trying to get a little touch is Conor Cooney, but Patrick Collins easily deals with it, and Cork come charging forward with Sean O'Donoghue. Ends up with Patrick Horgan. Tim O'Mahony hits it too powerfully. It might still work out. Robbie O'Flynn gets there, has the time to look around. Is there anybody coming in? That's a fine catch and a great effort by Dahi Burke. Hurler, footballer, play both for club and county. Down towards Dara O'Leary with Conor Cooney.
Fair to Dara O'Leary there, actually, like the ball in there was two marked and another guy coming back, and they had loads of bodies around the middle third in Galway had, so they need to work that ball in, and that's the difference maybe tonight, that Cork have that extra bit of maturity further down the line to work it, although here they've hit it long, but overall they've moved that ball an awful lot better to create opportunity inside for Patrick Horgan.
Fintan Burke, Forrest, Tiernan Killeen. And Cork for the first time just look a little bit exposed here as Gavin Lee gets his second point of the match. He's done well on his first appearance in the Alliance League.
Patrick Horgan below us there seems to be stood up, just struggling a small bit. Same way with Seamus Harnedy there. He's been a real battering ram all night tonight, winning frees and making the hard yard runs that are needed to create opportunity for himself and others.
Kieran Kingston will be well pleased. He's about 6 minutes or thereabouts to go, and they'll have qualified for the Alliance League semi-final with a game in hand. It's a very good start to the All-Ireland finalists in terms of 2022.
It is, there's no doubt, and momentum is important, and Cork as well have great variation in the way. It's the first time I've seen them play, I suppose, in the flesh during the league, but the variation from short and long and the way they work it, you know, so they have gotten that balance better, closer to being right. And back to that, I won't say a scare, the All-Ireland final, but the learnings in that will be that we do need to have balance, and they have learned, and they've taken it into this league campaign. They're reaping the rewards now at the moment.
Last touch is off Robbie O'Flynn. That's going to be a sideline ball for Páirc Mannion. Carl Mannion helping out his centre half back. Ends up with Ronan Glennon. Better quality ball to Gavin Lee, but it's stopped and blocked by Sean Donoghue. And Cork go into counter-attack mode. Good support from Dara Fitzgibbon. Dara Fitzgibbon from way out the field sends that straight between the posts. Excellent play. There's Conor Cahalan, fed it to Dara Fitzgibbon. Great block down by Sean O'Donoghue, must be said.
It is, and it's that dirty work, Marty, that allows Fitzgibbon to run freely into space. The turnovers in the modern game are absolutely vital. Donoghue really well there.
Long ball from Ian Murphy. High challenge on Jerry Millerick. Free to Cork. Does Galway make further substitutions? Kevin Cooney is coming on for Galway, and the player that's going off is Gavin Lee. He must be reasonably pleased with his performance, with 2 points to his credit.
Yeah, again, it's making his debut, Marty, like that. The Galway supporters who travel tonight or are watching it will be saying, you know, that this man has something to offer us, and the way he played tonight. With limited ball he got, he did quite well with it. 5
points between the teams at the break. Still the same story as we head into the final journey to the last 3 minutes of the match. So, Brendan Cummins, as we head towards the 68th minute, who is your man of the match?
Well, I suppose, Marty, you're looking at Seamus Harnedy did extremely well, but I think Patrick Horgan overall just stepping out here to take the free. The way his frees have been were exceptionally good, but his work rate has been what's impressed me the most tonight with him. It's one thing spinning the ball over the bar, it's another thing winning the ball back off of Dahi Burke, flicking it through, and then using all your skill set to put it in the back of the net. So Patrick Horgan for me is a man of the match tonight.
I think Glen Rovers man takes the free and scores yet another point. It's a goal and 12 points. A good evening's work for Páirc Chaoimh for the Glen Rovers star. 3 Cork players going for this ball. Easily gathered by Hunaka Lan, laying it off. And that's just tailing at the wrong time for Cork on this occasion. It was an opportunity for Luke Meade, but just a little bit unlucky. Conor Cooney. Darragh O'Leary staying with him. And Conor Cooney just having a go from out the field, well wide. 5 minutes extra time going to be added on here. Cuaig Nomaid being announced here at the public address. Again, Cork with Patrick Collins between the posts, bearing their puck-out strategy from short and long.
And they're patient, Marty. They'll just play it around here now and wait, because they know that Dahi Burke is sitting below on the edge of the D. The runners are being made below, but the right run hasn't been made yet for it to go in.
And I just wonder, I know you said it in the first half, Brendan, but I just seen Mark Coleman using the hurley to give the short pass. Our players, considering what happened in the first half, was it said at half-time to use the hurley rather than attempt the hand pass?
Yeah, well, the elite players are looking at Marty. I mean, you know, they'll have the cop on to know they're not going to want to take the chance of it. So when they have, I think we'll see an awful lot more of that, I think, we go out through the championship. In cases like that where you have loads of time, just don't want to take the chance. In fairness to Seamus Harnedy, as the lad showed at half-time, that hand pass in the first half was no way a foul pass, but sometimes referees as well, to be fair to Thomas Walsh, was behind him, so he couldn't really see it properly. But that is a part we'll see coming into our game. I think the brick flick will be back in vogue.
Free from Patrick Horgan. He's, as usual, on target. And it now is becoming shooting practice for Cork at this stage, I'm afraid, as Greg Thomas from Castlegar Club is coming on for Galway. And the player that's going off is Tom Monaghan, who played well this evening, got 4 points. I think Galway will be well pleased with his performance.
No doubt. Himself and Ronan Glennon have been extremely good, not just in their scoring, Marty, but also in the work rate that they've shown out there.
Darren Morrissey to Páirc Mannion, to crossfield ball over towards Conor Whelan. Well picked up. Patrick Horgan fouled on this occasion as he was skipping by his opponent.
He has, and first to Patrick Horgan tonight, Marty, he always gives everything he has, but he's got a real bee in his bonnet down there tonight. You know, even after he scored a goal, he had the finger up. I know that it's saying it was one goal or a shush, but he's certainly very fired up and great to see.
Playing with confidence. Missed the first 1 or 2 attempts at goal, but my word, he really has been doing it all evening since. That's just another one to the wide collection, but there's been very few, to be fair to him. Cork introduced another substitute. As Seamus Harnedy, I think, is the player that's going to make way, and Brian Roach from Bride Rovers is the player that's going to be given a few minutes to get an experience of an Allianz League game here in Páirc Chaoimh. Puck out is a good one, and it's also a very good finish as Galway add to their tally there with a fine effort that they will be well pleased with. Joseph Cooney getting his first point. No doubt this performance and the performances so far, Brendan, by Cork will please Kieran Kingston. The place in the league semi-final, I'm sure, was a major objective for a side that needed to maybe not rebuild but regain the confidence.
Yeah, and they have, and to be fair to them, like, so they gave them a lot of stick after the All-Ireland final last year, but they got to the final. They played exceptionally well in the pathway to it. So, I mean, there wasn't a massive amount wrong. Now, the league and the championship, as Kieran Kingston will tell you, and he'll be telling those players, are light years apart in the tempo and all, but they're certainly putting their best foot forward in this league, and that's always a positive thing.
Jack Grealish, having received the pass from Tiernan Killeen, starts the movement. It ends with the effort from Conor Cooney. Patrick Collins sends it down. Galway, by the way, have shot 17 wides, which will be a concern for them. They're not going to win this match, but it's also their shooting will be a disappointment, but something to work on. The shooting from Tim O'Mahony isn't bad at all. Newtown Shandrumman is an excellent player.
He is a great score from long range. Again, the work rate.
Yeah,
work rate.
Just going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Even when they're winning by this much, and they're putting the pressure on, Brendan, in the right places on the opposing defence.
Yeah, they know when to push, and that work rate, an extra work rate, allows Mark Coleman then to spin a ball like that across here to Robbie O'Flynn. So
Robbie going low in towards Conor Lahan. Galway work it out. Darren Morrissey dispossessed by Conor Lahan. Joseph Cooney and Lahan colliding. Referee giving the free. He's also giving a yellow card to Conor Lahan.
That's no harm either. A lot of ways out of Conor Lahan now to be getting that physical around there. That's what a while off does for you. It just says that you want to stay around here.
Galway seek another consolation score. I'm afraid that's all it is at this stage. And that's Tiernan Killeen from Loughrea. Just like Ronan Glennon, I think you're going to hear more about him. And the referee blows the full-time whistle. Cork have won all their games in the Alliance League. Patrick Horgan man of the match with very much a beautiful goal in the first half. Leesiders win on home soil. They've also qualified for the Alliance League semi-final with a game in hand against Wexford. Much to talk about, but here in Páirc under lights, the full-time score is as follows. Cork a goal and 26 points. Galway 23 points. We'll be right back after the break.
All right, welcome back to Páirc and the Davy Fitzgerald fan club. From us all here in Páirc, we're looking over to see Patrick Horgan. He's our man of the match. He's with Damien O'Mara.
Patrick, congratulations. You are the Alliance player of the match. Advancement to the semi-finals of the league with a game to play. Not a bad evening's work.
Yeah, we're obviously delighted. I suppose the key for us tonight was to put a performance back to back, and I think we done that tonight against obviously Limerick last week and Galway tonight. That was key for us, and we're just glad we could perform well again tonight.
Have you spoken about that, about maintaining that momentum and using that to drive you forward into a much shorter year?
Yeah, I suppose the main thing was just could we build on last week, and yeah, we played well tonight. There's a lot we can work on, obviously, and that's what the next 2 weeks will be for before we played a really good side in Wexford as well, so that's next.
6 points winners tonight, but you must feel you could have been more comfortable, that you appear to have a lot in reserve.
Not really. I think like they put up to us a lot, and like every time we looked at the scoreboard it seemed to be only 3 or 4, and that's Galway, they just wouldn't go away, so that's what all good sides will do, and yeah, we're just happy to win tonight. Great crowd here, and we're delighted to take the win.
Just a final question. There's an awful lot more to your game than the free taking, but you've hundreds of fans here waiting to meet you. How much of your week is on the place ball?
Not much at the moment. I suppose just a routine from years, and I just trusted, and thank God it went well tonight, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, nice one, thanks.
Yeah, thanks very much, Damien. Jackie, Davy, the development squads were going well anyway, from what we can see here. But it started the second half, Jackie. It was Galway that looked to get their act together. Some steady patterns, they weaved it together nicely with some sensible play, rather than going direct like we spoke about in the first half.
Yeah, we spoke at half-time about how predictable Galway had kind of come going long to Conor Whelan, but they stitched together some lovely passages of play, particularly on the wing, through Ronan Glennon, through Tom Monaghan. Tom Monaghan got 4 points, Ronan Glennon got 5, you know, and that was a huge filler for Galway. And two players that they're going to look to throughout the summer. There were just passages of play. They weaved lovely triangles, moved the ball up, and eventually it ended up in scores with the two lads.
And like that would be the big positive from a Galway point of view coming here today, because for a lot of their play they were lacklustre and they went long too many times, but it was these lovely balls up the wing. Cotton Mannion, lovely vision. Joseph Cooney, who came on and offered a nice bit of punch, got 2 points as well, and that would be a big positive. And that's the play they need to mix with the long ball into Conor Cooney, the long ball into Conor Whelan, and just made Cork think of Liverton.
Davy, is that something they can actually take out of tonight? Something that maybe they can work on as a prototype?
Well, it seemed a bit better in the second half, right? They mixed up the play. They weren't going route one the whole time, and you have to do that. Like, you can't be so predictable just hitting long ball in the whole time. You need to mix it up, and that was certainly better in the second half. But my honest opinion, like, Cork were way ahead of them tonight. That's honestly how it was. Galway too many wides, and they need to mix that play up.
Actually, then Galway could have got another goal, Davy, just for Enda Murphy's great save. And second half, the margin would have been even bigger.
Yeah, you look at the second half, like the pass to the play coming up now is unreal. Like, the one thing I noticed about Cork a few times tonight is when they got a chance to go goal, they went to goal. But I'll tell you one thing, this was an absolutely top-class save from Enda Murphy. He put his body in the line, he timed it right. But the big thing I loved here is Harrendy had one thing in his mind, let's go for goal. And great save, but I think that's the thing I can see with Cork more definitely in the last game or two. They're going for goal. Their heads are down and they're going at it, and they need to do that. They have that pace, they need to do it. But great save from Enda Murphy now.
They weren't too upset about that goal miss, Davy, because they strung on a few points pretty close after that.
Yeah, well, the thing with Cork is, like, in fairness to them, their ball play is unreal. They're able to just move the ball around like they did in the first half. Just composed in the ball. Look at it here, going back into the middle again, so he is nice and composed in the ball, hand pass out wide. And wait till you see this again, this link-up play. Just a nice crossfield ball outside. Great skill there, absolutely great skill. And what does Patrick Horgan do? Leave it off again. That's what they're doing all day, Damien. Work the ball, give it to the man in the better position, sharp grip over the bar. That's what you need to do. And, like, if Cork can sort out the back, they're as good as any team going forward. They're as good as any team to use the ball. Like, I love watching hurling like that, where they're at full pace and they're using the ball nicely, putting it into space is great.
Jackie, just in terms of Pat Horgan and the influence he had tonight, he definitely had a point to prove, but only to himself, I'd say, but he had an unbelievable display this evening. How impressed were you with his overall, his free taking obviously, the way he took the goal, and also his work from general play, his work rate?
Yeah, it was work rate that was most impressive, Damien. We know Patrick Horgan can make the ball sing with flicks, with touches, with finishing. His wrists, they're out of this world. Look at his finish, seems to be bottled up. Just a little flick down into the ground, bounces the ball in front of Enda Murphy. Super finish. But it was his overall link-up play. Davy showed a score where he was the target man, took the ball down 2v1, found the player, had the heads up. But it was that link play. He scored 1-13, Damien, 1-2 from play. But when he scored a goal, he references if he was silenced. I don't know if it's critics, I don't know if it's local or someone has said something about him, but he was playing with a bit of his chip on his shoulder, which is nice to see.
Davey, there was a kind of a suggestion that maybe somebody might say he might be an impact sub this year. Do you reckon that's what's driving, for fueling his performance tonight?
Well, listen, you've heard that rumour over the last few weeks. I think Patrick Horgan showed tonight he's not only a good stick man, he put in the work, and that's what you need out there. Like, you need to have that work rate. He certainly showed that tonight. On tonight's performance, he won't be an impact sub in the story. Like, he'll make his place in any team with that work rate, and that's what he needs to keep doing. Okay, Jackie, Davy, thanks very much for tonight. We're off to the Ed Sheeran concert soon, all of us, but don't forget, Camogie Finals, All-Ireland, 1:45, Croke Park tomorrow. League Sunday with Joanne, 9:30 on RTE2. Until next week, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.